everyone, Thornton here, and I know on this channel we've talked a lot about like the finals player count dipping, Halo Infinite dying off, Call of Duty and what they're going to do in the future, but now we're going to go over a topic of a game that had a huge boom and a huge player base with Palworld, and how it apparently lost 2/3 of that player base in the last couple of days. What's going on with it and what the developers over at Pocketpair are going to do, because right now they just don't have enough hands-on staff to kind of deal with the issue. So let's just dive into today's topic. It feels like the last couple of weeks in gaming have been a flurry of this game is insanely popular, its numbers have fallen off, is it going to die or is it going to come back? And no game is embodying this more at this current time than Palworld. Now this game was developed by Pocketpair, which is a pretty ambitious project for an indie studio from Japan, and it kind of skyrocketed to fame when it broke 2.1 million concurrent players on Steam. However, just as quickly as it ascended, it already has seen a dramatic decline in its player base. It's already lost 2/3 of those players. However, there's still a lot of people playing, but it is important to note that the 2/3 is quite a large amount of a player base. This isn't helped by the fact that right now, while Palworld developers are dealing with this, they also find themselves in a situation where they need additional developers to help sustain their momentum. And there's also rumors about a potential acquisition by Microsoft, which could be absolutely massive for Palworld. Overall, it's just a very interesting situation. And it's all about the initial success, because when this game launched, it had a concurrent player count that rivaled industry heavyweights like Dota and Counter-Strike. It had a unique blend of that survival gameplay that you see in games like Ark that so many people get hooked into, especially games like Rust as well. And then it also had some multiplayer features that set it apart from the competition, where you could go ahead and catch little Pokemon-like creatures. Or you had gameplay elements like Zelda. There was just something there for everyone at the time. However, despite all that initial success, there are a lot of cracks in Palworld's facade. And we went over this in a prior video. With that rapid decline in player numbers, there's a lot of concern about the game's long-term viability and sustainability, and overall just the gameplay loop and mechanics. It's very fun to catch them on and do that, but there's not really a story overall arching theme going on yet, which is actually something that Pokemon fans are pretty big on, which could lead to a reason why some have decided to leave. Along with that, the dungeons aren't as fleshed out. Once again though, I do want to state this game is in early access, so it's not supposed to be completely fleshed out yet. But that's gonna be why it runs into another issue. Pocketpair has been basically compounded by financial pressures because the studio is struggling to keep up with the demands of its growing player base. It's pouring nearly $500,000 every month just into server maintenance, which becomes difficult then to hire additional developers to get that new content out. Pocketpair found itself stretched thin as it attempted to scale up its operations to meet the needs of the expanding player community, while also trying to just make sure the game didn't catch the servers on fire. They've even gone and done a tweet talking about their shortage of manpower and trying to appeal to potential candidates to help actually get this problem solved. But there is one thing on the horizon that could kind of fix all of this for Palworld and Pocketpair, and that's actually an acquisition by the tech giant known as Microsoft, because Microsoft has been touting Palworld as its biggest third-party launch on Game Pass of all time, and they have been scooping up a lot of developers and just publishers in general, looking at Activision and Blizzard. So it wouldn't be that surprising to pick up what would be at the time probably a pretty cheap studio that's already brought them a ton of money. And this could offer a lifeline to Pocketpair, but it also lets us know about kind of the validity of the gaming industry itself and how independent studios are really challenged by their own success. We love to see these indie studios thrive because they often listen to the community more than these big tech giants. Looking at you, EA. But the problem is that they often don't have the finances or resources to continue giving us the product we want, and so a bigger publisher comes in and scoops them up. By no means is Palworld going to fall off the end of the earth or disappear. It's still got a ton of people still playing the game, but it will be interesting to see how more companies coming in with more money to invest in it change the overall arcing plan for this game and what the original developers Pocketpair had planned for it. I'm hopeful that Microsoft lets the developers do what they need to, but I've seen way too many gaming studios go under due to corporate greed, so I'm gonna hold my breath for just a little while. Let me know down below, do you guys think that this is just a natural ebb and flow for the state of this game, or do you think that there just isn't that good of a gameplay loop until they add more stuff into the game to do? Also, don't forget to check out this video or this video right here if you guys are looking for more information on video game news in general. I try to cover it and give you guys the latest and up-to-date information. And until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. See you in the next video.